Hello and welcome to another Busy Webinar. This is Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb, here to talk about measuring your marketing, how to use reports and analytics to evaluate your marketing campaigns. This is a presentation held in partnership with Constant Contact. BizzyWeb is an authorized local expert who also happens to be master certified with Constant Contact, which puts us in the top 1% of all online and email marketers that represent Constant Contact. So we're delighted to have this content delivered to you, and I hope you'll find it interesting. If you'd like to ask questions today, you can send me an email at dave@bizzyweb.com. You can dial our main line, 612-4BUSY-O, if you'd like to ask us questions, or if you have digital concerns with your connection, or if you'd like to request the PowerPoint and notes. There's going to be a lot of handy reference charts here on what to do when your marketing is working and when it's not, and what to take action on. So you may want to request those slides. You can do that by emailing me. And here's how to ask questions live during the event. You'll note that in your email, you received a note that sent you to this page. From the live webinar page, you can click on the Google Plus link, this Google Plus link that I've highlighted right here, in order to join our Hangout. If you click on that link, it's going to take you through a page that's going to end up looking like this. So if you see this and you're looking at the page, you can ask a question in the right-hand corner. And that question then will be lodged for us right here. So let me actually go through. I'm going to close this window and we're going to restart this so that you can see the entire process. But if you click on this Google Plus link, new window pops up, and then from that new window, you'll be able to click play on the Hangout, and then from that Hangout, you will see the window. Now, I'm going to press pause so that you don't see me twice on here, but when I click the Ask a New Question button, you can ask a question here. And then I will be able to see that. We're going to switch back and forth a couple of times so that I can make sure to respond and react to your questions. So that's how to get there. You're going to click on this link on number 1 under Google+. You need to enter in your name on Google+ in order to ask that question, but please do that if you'd like to ask questions live during the event. It's always nice to talk to folks during this busy webinar time. So if you do have questions, that's how to do it. All right, so otherwise, go ahead and send in the notes to BizzyWeb or dave@bizzyweb.com, and that's how you can connect. Let's get right into our content for the day. First, I wanted to share just a little bit about BizzyWeb, who we are and what we do. BizzyWeb is a digital marketing agency that's been around since 1999. So in our 17 years, we've handled hundreds of websites and also digital marketing, because we are a full-service digital marketing agency for clients that need to hire their marketing outside of their organization. What you'll find with us is that it's usually much less expensive to hire an entire team of experts at BizzyWeb than it is to hire a single person. And so that's part of what we fill. We also build WordPress-powered websites, and our websites are built such that when you publish to your website automatically posts to all of your social networks. If you want to work smarter and not harder, contact us today to talk about your website and all of your digital marketing. And that's the end of the ad. So why are we here today? You might want to grow your business, but you can't do that without marketing. Once you start using marketing campaigns for email, events, offers and promotions, social media, it's important that you know if your marketing is working. The best way to tell is by using reports and analytics. Reports show you the outcome of a marketing campaign and measure a number of actions. That's probably open rates, click rates, number of coupons sold, donations raised. We're going to talk about all of those in a bit. Analytics is the evaluation of numbers contained in the reports, figuring out what worked for you, what didn't, and what to do next. The tools that we're going to talk about today will help you measure the effectiveness of your campaigns, evaluate what worked and what did not, and improve your next campaign by implementing the lessons you learned. If you're not measuring, you're not marketing. So we'll hopefully help you make decisions about what you want to do in this presentation. We're here because you told us you're interested in using reports and analytics for your business. In fact, Constant Contact surveyed small businesses, and 3/4 of small businesses that were spoke to believe reporting and analytics will give them a business advantage. They also believe this data can help them retain existing customers. 67% of small businesses we surveyed see reports and analytics as tools that can improve retention. Although reporting and analytics is seen as an important tool for growth, not everyone has had a chance to sit down and learn more about these tools. 64% told us they would like to learn more about how to use data to drive business, and that's why we're here today. Here's our agenda for the day. We're going to start by talking about how reports and analytics fit into your marketing efforts. Then we're going to talk about 6 different types of campaigns and the numbers you should pay attention to in their respective reports. For emails, surveys, events, offers and promotions, donations, and social media, we're going to tell you what the levers to pay attention to are. One note, we're not going to go into the nitty-gritty. I've shared insights and analytics with you before on BizzyWebinars. And as a matter of fact, we looked at a number of different analytics just last week. So go back through the archives to find more detail about exactly how to look at Facebook analytics, Constant Contact surveys, and content, LinkedIn reports, and all of those things. And then finally, we're going to finish by how to evaluate marketing campaigns and see what's working and continue to improve your results. So let's get right to business today. Marketing and reports is the biggest part of what you can do inside of your marketing. So marketing has changed. Some of this is obvious, but I really want to talk about the change that affects you, your ability to grow your business using these tools and the reports and analytics. There's a shift in the way you may find and keep customers in today's business. Here's the definition of marketing. In general, when I say the word marketing, I mean something very specific, and it's important that we're on the same page. Our definition of marketing has 3 simple parts. You define an audience, a group of people that you want to target. You reach out to them with a message that's specific to that audience, and then you seek to elicit a physical and measurable response. That might be a click, open, like, registration, a reply, a purchase, or a referral. These are all actions that represent a decision made by someone that receives your message. We just talked about how marketing is seeking to elicit that physical and measurable response. Your reports will measure the number of people who did or did not respond to that call to action. They're showing you what's happening with your campaign in the here and now. Analytics are the insights you get from analyzing and evaluating the numbers in your reports. Analytics takes your marketing to the next level by using numbers from your informed decisions and to explore different approaches to improve your campaigns. We're going to look at all the reports available to you, but before we do that, let's talk about something important. Don't be afraid of low numbers in your reports. When you're really marketing, a low number isn't failure, it's insight and data, and that's at a very, very low cost. Low numbers give you a lot of information. They're guiding you to make changes that will improve your next marketing campaign. Something to keep in mind as you're using these report and analytics to measure and evaluate your marketing is not to stress out about what everybody else is doing. Set goals and benchmarks for yourself and compare your results to past campaigns over time, not to anyone else's. However, if you're struggling to find a starting point, you're not sure where to begin, find what's standard for your industry. A great way to do that is with this industry comparison chart. We collected data from our customers and have created a chart that shows average open rates, bounce throughs, clicks throughs, and opt-outs for various industries. This is updated several times a year. And you'll get this in the slides later if you send me an email. We're going to send you back that list. Of course, if you want to see the instant results right now, you can go to bit.ly CTCT open rates for Constant Contact open rates. When you're measuring your marketing and you find out that you're ahead of the game, that's great. But don't declare victory. Figure out what's working and improve on it. So let's get in here and start talking through these types of campaigns and reports. Email, event, surveys, offers and promotions, donations, and social media. We're going to do a little bit deeper dive into emails and events, and then specifically in social media. The surveys, offers, and promotions and donations are all kind of the same. So we're going to go deeper on those three, but we're going to cover all of these. One of the chief benefits of using marketing service providers like Constant Contact is the ability to get insight into what your audience is doing when they receive your communications. If they see they're opening, forwarding, clicking, sharing, or in other words, if they're engaging with your content, you'll know that you can reap something as far as rewards from your metrics. You need to know what those metrics mean, however, what trends to look for, and how to leverage the information provided in your communications to achieve the measurable results you want. Let's take a look at the types of campaigns you might use and what information from these reports you should start looking at today. When you log into Constant Contact, you'll see an overview of how your marketing is doing in the Reports tab, and you can look at an overall view of each campaign type. It's important you pay attention to this, but you really do need to scroll down and dive into these reports to get more information for your marketing. Here's a handy overview. This might be overwhelming at first, and I'm going to go deep for a few moments. Here's a tip: if you don't want to request the slides, in a Mac, you can do Command-Shift-4 to take screenshots of what I'm about to share, or if you're on a PC, you can do Alt Print Screen and then go into a Microsoft Word doc or some other word generation tool and paste. So that's easy. Let's start with email. Email reports will show you the open rate of your emails, the number of clicks, bounces, spam reports, and opt-outs. This is also known as unsubscribes. Of those, here's what you should be paying attention to. First, of course, the open rate. The open rate tells you how many people opened your email, the percentage of people who opened it compared to the total number of people that you sent it to. The reporting features will also show you information on an individual level: who opened your email, when they opened it, what day and time. When you dive deeper and analyze the open rate, it's going to show you audience preferences for things like frequency, content, and subject line. Look for patterns of high and low open rates and make correlations between the numbers and how often and when you sent, what you talk about in your emails, and how compelling your subject line was. You should also pay attention to clicks. This measures how many people clicked on the links you offered within your email and how many of those clicks occurred for each of the links. What percentage of your audience took that action? By analyzing the results of clicks, you can learn a lot about your audience preferences. If you included links about your products, information listed on your website or blog posts, the number of clicks will tell you which of these were most popular with your audience. And that information can help you shape future content to appeal to your customers' needs. Next, let's focus on event campaigns. Reports for this campaign type show your audience's registration status, attendance rate, and payment status. When you're reviewing your event reports, focus on the registration status. It tells you how many people have entered into the registration process for your event, or in other words, the number of people who are planning to attend or are interested in your event. This information, when analyzed, can give you insight into factors like the effectiveness of your event promotions and interest level in the event topic or time and date. Review your attendance data when evaluating your event campaigns. Attendance is, of course, the number of people who actually went. Analyzing these numbers will give you an indicator of success and give you more information about some of the factors we talked about with registration status. Were your event promotions timely and compelling? Was your event topic, speaker, or entertainment appealing to your audience? Were your numbers affected by the venue or time and date? When you run a survey campaign, the reports will tell you the number and percentage of people who opened your survey, clicked on links in your campaign, and responded to the survey. The response rate is the most important information in survey reports. Your results are more valid with a high response rate because it samples a majority of your audience. Using analytics on survey reports will tell you if your audience is engaged and invested in your organization. It tells you that they understood the goal of the survey, they were able to easily complete the questions, and they were engaged with your call to action. If you got a low response rate, that number should prompt you to review the questions of your survey. Was the survey question easy to understand? How about the length? Was it too long? Consider the description of the survey, what you hope to accomplish with it, or your call to action and audience interest. If they didn't think this survey was something that would be beneficial to them, that might lead to a low response rate. Reports for offers and promotions campaigns will show the number of offers claimed or sold, the amount of revenue you made, the number of new customers who participated in the campaign, how much reach your promotion received, and the number of people who shared the campaign via social media and email. What will tell you the most about your success in promotions campaigns is the number of offers that were claimed or sold. When you analyze the data and you've met or exceeded your expectations, then you know you have an offer that your audience wants, the type of service that you promoted, and the offer itself, whether it's percentage off, dollars off, buy one, get one free, sign up today, if that all appealed to them. Make sure your next offer builds on your success and targets your customers' actual wants and needs. If your offer or promotion didn't work, sit down and compare the campaign to your audience's interests. Is this a product or service that's popular among all of your customers? Maybe you needed to narrow it down to specific types. New customers are going to look for different things than some of your biggest fans. When you're reviewing a donation campaign, you're going to focus on the amount of funds you raised and how many donors participated in the campaign. Whether that's funds raised, number of donors, donation amounts, all of that is very important. And what you need to know is that you're making changes inside of that. If you're seeing low numbers on any of these, you're probably looking at either a lack of engagement, a lack of clear stated purpose, or a lack of some way for people to take that next step. And then finally, with social media, we're looking at engagement metrics and click rates. When you're looking at both of these, you're seeing how many people interacted with a specific piece of content. Altogether, the engagement actions, remember there are different terms used depending on the social network, are public indicators of how interested your fans or followers are in what you have to say. Think of the click rate as the form of digital body language. Your fans or followers aren't being publicly vocal about your content, but a click shows interest. If they want to watch your video, view your photo at full size, or visit the website that you link to. When you analyze your reports and you discover that your engagement and click rate numbers are high, it means you've tapped into the topics and information that your audience wants to see from you on social media. If they're not where you want them to be, then your content isn't doing enough to grab their interest. Think about factors like frequency and timing. If you're posting too often and turning your audience off, if you're not sharing enough content, are you posting content on days and times when your audience isn't active on social media? Consider the types of content that you're sharing. Multimedia, videos, photos, gets higher engagement than plain text. Consider using images and video capture to capture your fans' attention. Are you talking about topics that your audience is interested in? And if you're balancing your content, you can't be a one-trick pony and just talk about yourself all the time and sell things all the time. Social media is about having conversations and sharing things that help your followers, entertain them, or just make their lives a little easier. Tips, facts, links to blog posts from your blogs or experts' blogs, interesting videos, or even just asking a question can help drive more engagement and clicks on social media. And here's the key with social media. You really need to focus on the action that you're eliciting, and you need to stay dedicated, but also change things up once in a while. You can't always post one type of thing. In other social account meetings that we've had or network trainings that we've done, the analysis that we give is about half of what you post on social media should be designed to engage, comments, questions, interesting posts. 30% should be designed to inform. And then the final 20% should be asking people to take a specific action. So let's go back to this. And after we reviewed those reports for the campaigns and what you should pay attention to, what are you going to do? Let's look at a couple of scenarios that could happen for some of the campaign types and use analytics to evaluate your numbers. What if your results are low? Well, don't quit. Like we said before, we're going to run through a couple of actions you can start taking today to help you improve those numbers below. If your results are very high, that's fantastic, but you can get even better results. So to find out what exactly is working for you and use that information to grow these numbers, again, what we're going to talk about right now is going to help you do more that's working well or change what's not working. This is probably where you're going to want to do the Command Shift 4 or the Alt print screen once you get through these. And I'll stop you. Once the screen is full, I'll make a note and then you can take that screenshot. Or again, if you'd like all of these slides, just send me a note at dave@BizzyWeb.com and I'll send you a PDF. So let's start with email. This could be any email, a newsletter, an event announcement, a survey invitation, a notification of a special offer or promotion, or whatnot. You're reviewing your reports for an email and discover that you had a high open rate, but a low click-through rate. This means that people were opening your email, but it looks like they weren't engaging with your content once they opened it or following your stated call to action. Let's start with that high open rate. It's a great result, but there are things you can do to make it even better by analyzing your reports. The first is to find out what's the best time and day to send your emails. When you look at your open rate report, you'll see what date and time each of your readers opened your email. Start comparing that to the day and time you send your email. You should send your messages at the day and time your readers are opening them. They'll be more likely to check their email and then to see your message. Next, take a look at your subject line. What works for them and what can you take the next step on? If it's in blogs, social media, posts, websites, you need to get content on the subject line that draws your audience attention. Keep using these great subject lines, these pointed lines in your subject lines. And then look at click-through rate. How can we improve it? It's showing that our audience isn't interested in the links that were offered in the email. If you review your calls to action in the email, consider the wording. If it's not clear, if it's telling people exactly the action they should take, or if they should get a sense of why it matters to them, then your numbers will be low. The email template and design might not be mobile friendly. If you use a mobile friendly template, you can choose a one-column template so that your message is easily read on mobile phones. If there's multiple columns, they might shrink to fit, and that results in tiny text that readers have to pinch and zoom to expand. Think about how much content is in your email. People don't have time to read long emails, and if they're on a mobile device, they don't want to scroll. Our recommendation is to have no more than 3 articles in any given email newsletter. And keep those articles short, include a sentence or two, and link to your website so your audience can find out more or read more. If you have too many articles and if you have too many links and calls to action, that's going to result in a lower click-through rate. Let's look at a different scenario. What if you had a low open rate and a high click-through rate? This tells you that although not many people opened your email, the ones who did were interested in your content. Why might you have a low open rate? Your timing and frequency could be off. We talked about this with high open rate. Are you sending at the times and days that people would be most likely to read your email? Are you sending too often? Or are you not sending enough? It could be an issue with your subject line. If your subject line isn't compelling enough to get them to click, they're not going to go there. If it doesn't contain keywords that appeal to your audience's needs, they're probably not going to take that step. And do you get to the point of your email in a very few words? If your subject line is more than 5 to 7 words, it could get cut off by your recipient's email services or on their smartphone. The email's content might not match up with your audience's interests. As you review your open rate and click-through rate, you're learning more about what content and keywords they respond to. Send emails about the topics that your clients like, and don't waste time creating content they won't read. A high click-through rate is fantastic. Your audience wants to know more about the resources you're linking to in your email. Here's a few things that you can do to make that high click-through rate even better. Format your links so that they stand out when your readers are opening your email. Use buttons or put white space around them. Make sure the links are spaced out for mobile readers. If those links are too close, it's easy to click on the wrong link with your finger. And if you're using these reports to grow your audience and to know them better, keep track of what's getting the most attention. Narrow down the links you offer to fit these topics, products, and services that they want to read about. The last thing you can do is to take that knowledge of your audience and segment them. Your reports allow you to view the people who clicked on the individual links and create a list out of the people that have clicked. You segment your audience into different lists and target them with content relevant to them. Now, this is where you can take your screenshot. Again, it's Command-Shift-4 if you're on a Mac, Alt print screen if you're on a PC, and then you just have to dump it into a Word doc. I'll give you 1 second to do that. And when I do, I'm going to switch over and just check to make sure that we don't have any questions. Okay, looks like we do not have questions. Have a bunch of viewers though, so if you do have questions, I'd love to have you join us and connect up. So to do that, again, just go to Google Plus and click on this link, and that'll take you into this page where you can ask a question by clicking the green Ask a New Question button. If you're feeling shy, or if you think of something afterwards, or if we don't get to your question, again, just send a note to dave@BizzyWeb.com and I will connect up with you there. All right, so how about events? Let's start by looking at this. Oh, what just happened there? That was interesting. If we go through, that's email. So let's go to events. Here's the deal. If you have low registration or high attendance in your events, you could improve those responses by checking the time, date, and location. Again, making sure that you're sending when people are likely to connect, keeping registration forms simple and short, and promote the event, but don't overdo it. So if you don't have a lot of people that are initially interested, but the people that click on that message or click on that event definitely come, what you found is a good target market. Again, segment that market out and continue to use or continue to connect with that group of fans, if it were, on a regular basis. If you have high attendance, make it even better by staying with a similar time, date, and location, surveying folks that did attend to find out what's working, and sending reminders and including multimedia. Might be a video that you sent out or that of the event, might be a presentation or the slide deck, whatever you have and whatever you need to continue moving forward. If you have high registration and low attendance, then something else is going on. In order to get better on high registration, continue to promote the event on multiple channels, include multimedia, and give past attendees early registration links. To improve that low attendance, select a better time and date, and location, provide incentives, and then send reminders in advance. Another note on actual attendance. Consider strongly charging for your events. You'll note that if you don't have some sort of skin in the game, that makes it much easier for you to not attend. That can be a big deal, especially if you have a physical location that you've purchased food or rented space for. You want to make sure that you can pay for all of those things. So don't be shy about asking people to pay. It might just be a small token, even $5. People aren't likely to want to give up that $5 that they spent, and so they're much more likely to attend your event next time. But you'll see in the results that charging for an event has almost zero impact on the actual attendees. If people decide they want to go to your event, charging for that event is usually not going to make that big of a difference. In past survey responses, we've found that the impact is less than 5% on the number of registrations. If we hold the exact identical event and we charge for it or we don't, we might see 5% fewer registrations, but the attendance on that event will go up dramatically. So I promised that I would spend most of my time on emails, events, and social media. So let's go to social. It doesn't matter what network you're using, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Tumblr, whatever. You need to look at what your fans are interested in viewing and interact with the content that you're sharing. You want to increase the odds. To make things simple, we're going to look at reporting scenarios with Facebook content and analyze that result. Facebook is the largest social network, and many businesses and nonprofits are already using it. If you're interested in more on Facebook, again, I have a BizzyWebinar entirely about how to do a number of things with Facebook. If you shared a piece of content on Facebook and it got high engagement but low clicks, what that tells you, if you got high engagement, that means that the content was compelling to your fans. They were interested enough to offer their comments, hit the like button, or share with their friends and family on Facebook. You can grow your engagement by paying attention to the content that's been getting good results. What topics are people responding to? Share more of what meets their interests. What type of content are you sharing? And if your fans respond to more text posts, links, blog posts, or most likely, photos and videos. Keep track of what's getting attention and share more of what's popular. One additional factor to consider is timing and frequency. If you're posting at a time when many of your fans are looking at Facebook, you're going to get a lot more results. Facebook Insights will tell you the best times in general that your fans are already online. Take advantage of that and make sure that you publish during those times. However, if you have content that people are seeing and they're interacting with it, but they're really not taking that many steps, perhaps there's a low click-through rate on that. The reason to turn that around, or the way to turn that around, is to engage with some other reason, maybe clarifying what your call to action is. Be much more specific and tell them to click here for detail, or give them a bigger button or a bigger reason or a bigger incentive to actually take some sort of next step. Keep your post visually interesting and post often, but again, if you're looking for a higher click-through rate, not too terribly often. Low engagement can be caused by posting content that's not interesting to your fans. When you're using social media to reach out to your customers, you need to ask the question, what's in it for them? Follow the 80-20 rule to balance your content. 80% of what you post should be either interesting or engaging, useful and entertaining to your fans. 20% can be about your business, but still answer the what's in it for them question with everything you do. Talked about using Facebook Insights to find the best time and day to share your content. If your fans aren't using Facebook on Mondays at 7 a.m., then don't post at Mondays on 7 a.m. Target your posts for the times and days that a majority of your fans will be using Facebook and more likely to see your content. If you haven't been sharing photos or videos, start using them in your Facebook marketing. People interact more with visual content than a sentence or blocks of text. If you have a high click rate, despite the low engagement rate, that's still good news. It means that the people who did click on that content were motivated to interact. They clicked on your link, enlarged your photo, or watched your video. Get better results by including a compelling call to action. Don't assume that they're going to watch the video. Tell them to click on it. Spell out the benefit of reading the blog post you're linking to. How will it make their lives easier, entertain them, or educate them? Keep track of what's getting the most clicks, links, photos, or videos. Keep posting the content type that's getting the most attention. But don't be afraid to mix it up. Finally, use Facebook as a way to offer exclusive content. Tell your fans that this is the only place that they'll find a special offer, discount, video, or giveaway, and they need to click to reap those rewards. Did you notice that with all the campaign reports that we talked about earlier, they all had one thing in common? That's click-throughs. No matter what you're using, email, events, surveys, offers or promotions, donations, or social media, you can measure click-throughs. This goes back to what we talked about earlier in the webinar, the importance of measuring actions. Click-through rates measure exactly what actions your audience is taking. When you analyze the click-through results in your reports, you'll learn a lot. Click-throughs give you an idea of what content people like, what products they're interested in, what calls to action work, what keywords appeal to your readers, and what multimedia is interesting to them. What you ultimately want to do with click-throughs is drive people back to your website, your social networks, your business, your location. The campaigns that you create need to have calls to action that take them to your properties so they will continue to buy, learn, read, watch, comment, and engage with your business. You're keeping your business top of mind and growing your relationships. Finally, we've talked about reports and analytics and why they're important for your business. We've looked at what kind of information is available in reporting tools, and we can tell that by analyzing your results. Let's put it all together and use some best practices to evaluate your marketing campaigns. Here's an example. Let's evaluate a marketing campaign for Half Moon Yoga. Half Moon Yoga recently launched a new website. They want to make their customers aware of the website and drive traffic. The first thing Half Moon Yoga needs to do is set a goal. In their case, the goal is to drive new people to the website. Since they're sending an email campaign, Half Moon Yoga will look at the open rate and click-through rate to determine if this campaign was successful. The average open rate for Half Moon Yoga is 16%, and the average click rate is 7%. So they want to meet and exceed their average for the campaign, not against industry, against what they're doing. Then they need to create a campaign that'll help them reach their goal. They're going to use an email announcement as a way to simply inform their customers about the website. They're using some tips we talked about earlier in the what-ifs. They're creating an email that's not too long. It has information that their audience is interested in and lists the benefits of their new website, like a better class schedule, yoga forums to ask questions, and a section where their instructors have posted video tips to help members perfect their posing. The email doesn't overwhelm readers with too many choices. It has one call to action, a link to the website. They're sending this email in the evening because that's when they usually send information to their customers, because that has the best reader result. Next, they'll send an email to their customer list. A few days after their email sent, they've checked the email reports. The open rate was 12%, so they fell short of their open rate metric, but their click rate was 10%, higher than their estimate. Remember the what ifs we looked earlier? Half Moon Yoga has a low open rate, but a high click rate. So they need to analyze their numbers to discover what they could improve to get a better open rate. Was the subject line compelling? Was it too long? Did they send it at a good time of day or week? As for the high click rate, the customers who did open that email showed more interest in the call to action of this email than in other emails. What worked well for them in this case? They kept their content short and only talked about the website and its benefits, reducing distraction for their readers. After analyzing their reports, Half Moon Yoga knows what to do for future emails. They can get a higher click-through rate with a better subject line to grab their readers' attention. Their open rate report revealed that they should send their next email during the morning because that's when most of the opens took place. Their click rates will go up if their future emails have shorter content and offer tips or advice that will benefit their audience. When their audience sees something that they're going to benefit from, they'll click on the link to get more information. You can do exactly what Half Moon Yoga did, and we've made it easy for you. Here's a worksheet that you can use for future campaigns. We filled it out with a Half Moon Yoga campaign so you can see an example of how to use that worksheet. The next time you create a campaign, write down your goal. Then think about which campaign you'll use to achieve that goal. And think about what the metrics for that campaign type are going to be. What will define success for your campaign? You have to kind of think in marketing geek speak here on this. It's not getting something specific. It's a click-through rate or an open rate. Create and send and share your campaign and write down your results for those metrics. Take a look at your campaign and think about what worked for you and what didn't. Write down what you've learned for this campaign and apply it to your next campaign. We've given you a lot today, and to help you move forward, I'm going to suggest these steps. First, set benchmarks for yourself. As you send campaigns and get data, set benchmarks to know the metrics that will determine your success. We showed you the comparison by industry chart for email. Start with the average for your industry and compare it with the marketing you've already done. Find your own trends for these metrics and start trying to grow your numbers from your numbers. Don't worry about one or two low numbers. Focus on an overall trend. If you haven't already, set a frequency to review your reports and make changes to your marketing. Check each individual campaign. Once a quarter, sit down to look for common themes, things you did well, things that didn't go well, and apply them to your marketing. Keep an eye on things as you do. Write down things you notice and review them as you're doing your quarterly reporting checks. Think about the what-if situations we covered earlier. Compare your numbers to see what's working for you and some of the things that you can improve on. You don't need to boil the ocean. Pick one thing, measure and change and improve that one thing. If you do 5 things, it's just not going to work out. And if you do decide on some changes to make sure that you're strategic. Again, one thing at a time. Once you make reporting and analytics a regular part of your marketing, you'll be able to make smart decisions that engage your customers to drive more business. This is your last chance to ask questions live on the event, or you're absolutely welcome to send a note to dave@bizzyweb.com. make sure that if you would like to try out Constant Contact to get access to these reports for your email marketing, that you go to our online form at BizzyWeb.com/cc. If you sign up, there's a 60-day free trial that you can take. They don't ask for your credit card. They don't ask for anything, and you can get marketing without spending a dime. Plans do start at $20 a month, and there's no ongoing contract. If you sign up with us and start paying for your Constant Contact account, you will get a free template for your account that usually costs $200. That's going to be a mobile responsive template, and it's going to be completed for you by Constant Contact, and they have some fantastic tools and results. Keep up with us if you want to learn more. I mentioned a few things. You can go to BizzyWeb.com/events to find out what's happening. And next week, let me go to events right now. We've got coming up measuring or laser-like selling and contracting for tomorrow. So if you're interested in how to get better results in sales, we invite you to tune in by going to this page. New uses for email marketing on the 15th, what to say and how to say it. And then we have content resources. And on the 29th, I'd like to invite you all. I haven't shared this too much on other networks, but I was named the Entrepreneur of the Year by the Twin West Chamber of Commerce, and I would love for you to join us in person at our BizzyWeb Hive in Champlin, Minnesota on the 29th. So please do click here and register for this event and stop on by for cake, ice cream, and a special announcement that we're going to make at that event. We're not talking about it. It's going to be exciting. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. This is going to be a lot of fun. So stop on by for the Entrepreneur of the Year reception and our networking event. All right. So finally, if you would like to get more information or details, make sure that you're staying up to date with us. You can send a text to 22828. Text BIZZY, BIZZY. Make sure your autocorrect doesn't take over. I've heard of folks that have gotten BUSY sent because autocorrect fixed it, but BIZZY will get you right to us at 22828. That will get you on our email marketing list, or actually on our email newsletter list. So we'll keep you up to date with handy tips, tricks, advice, and information about upcoming Bizzy webinars. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to send you stuff that you don't need. And we're not going to try and sell anything. All this is an invitation to join us and to get access to the learning that we like to supply. I'm a big fan and proponent of the social media philosophy, help, 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 instead of sell, sell, sell. The more we can help each other be successful, the more successful we'll be. So thank you all very much. Again, here's how to reach me. I'm at dave@BizzyWeb.com. You can call me at this number. That's my direct line. I gave you the office line before. Again, grab your free trial at BizzyWeb.com/cc. Or if you'd like a buzz report and analysis of your search engine marketing and how well you're doing with SEO, go to BizzyWeb.com/buzz and fill out that free report. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Thank you so very much for joining us. If you'd like a brief recap of this event, I'm going to cover it on Facebook Live right now. This is going to take 10 minutes, and I'm doing this as a trial, so let me know if you like it. But we're going to go in fast, rapid-fire succession on Facebook over Facebook Live to see if we can't share this content in kind of a highly abbreviated result. So thank you all very much. Remember to join us next week and register for all of our events at BizzyWeb.com/events. And until then, remember that at BizzyWeb, we help you generate buzz without getting stung.